channel, guys. Hope everybody's having a great day. Now in today's video, I'm going to go over with you guys my expectations for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers this year. And first off, we're going to start off with the draft. Now, according to NFL.com, they ranked your draft an A-. Now, I like to draft because you drafted for what you really needed on the defensive end. Tampa Bay has been struggling for years, have been struggling on the defensive end. I think you guys had the number one offense last year, or I think it was number one offense that you guys had last year, but it just wasn't enough wins. I think the defense just kept getting blown out so much, and they just couldn't hold. They couldn't hold other offenses. And to me, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense really set them back. So the picks that I did, Devin White, linebacker, I think he's a steal. I think he should have been drafted even higher than he was. But I really love Devin White, linebacker from LSU. Sean Bunting, cornerback from Central Michigan. Jamal Dean, Auburn. Mike Edwards, a corner safety. So you drafted two more corners along with the safety that you guys needed, because you have Justin Evans and those other guys in the secondary. Anthony Nelson, you guys needed another defensive end. Matt Gay, you guys desperately needed a kicker. You guys needed a wide receiver who would come off the bench or as a third or fourth wide receiver. And you drafted a defensive tackle, Terry Bunkner Jr. from Missouri. So you guys need the guys that you drafted. You guys actually need it. That's why I think NFL.com gave you an A-, because you guys needed defense. You guys went heavy on the defense in this draft. Now, like I said, every single draft, every single player needs to obviously be good. Certain picks could be misses depending on if they're good or not. Maybe they don't fit the scheme, the defense, the 3-4. Maybe they fit better in a 4-3. I know Tampa Bay is moving into a 3-4 this year, which I'll get to in a second with offense and defense. But that's just the overall breakdown of the draft. Like I said, you don't know how these guys can listen. Certain guys can play well in college, but when it comes to getting to NFL, it's a whole different ball game. So we're gonna have to see how these guys do in mini camp, mandatory mini camp, training camp, and then after that in the preseason games. Then after that during the season, if they have breakout seasons or not, or certain guys from the 5th, 6th, 7th round, maybe the 4th round, even the 3rd round could be steals. So we don't know. So that's why every single video that I'm doing for expectations, we don't know how good certain players are going to be. Now for me, I think Devin White, he's a leader. He's going to be very, very good. But hey, he may be a bust. I'm not heaven forbid, but I'm not trying to say that about a player. I always always have optimism that all players can be good. Certain players may be a miss, but I think Devin White is going to be a great inside linebacker for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers this year. Now, moving on to the roster of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and basically the depth chart to give you guys overall feel of how this team's going to look for the 2019-2020 season, unless certain things are changed. But for right now, I use the depth chart on ESPN on their website because it gives kind of an overall feel on how everything's going to be lined up for the season. But certain things may be subject to change, but this is the overall feel I want to give you guys talking about Tampa Bay. Now we're going to start off with the offense. Jameis Winston, to me, he has a lot to prove this year because he loves Bruce Arians. Bruce Arians likes him a lot. So Jameis Winston, he went through a lot of turmoil. Lovie Smith was out after his first year. Dirk Cutter. I never made the video public, or I never actually put the video up there. Eventually, I just didn't do it. I just didn't put it up. But I never liked Dirk Cutter. He deserved to get fired because you fired Lovie Smith because Dirk Cutter and Jameis Winston had a connection. And to me, the connection is like, hey, the head coach has other responsibilities now, so that connection is not going to be there all the time. So to me, it was just really, I didn't like the pairing at all. I didn't really think Dirk Cutter was on Team Jameis like that. I know Bruce Arians is. I know he thinks he's talented. And every single quarterback that Bruce Arians has been with. So for me, I just think that Bruce Arians, Jameis Winston being together is basically going to be good for them. Jameis Winston, like I said, every single quarterback that Bruce Arians has been with has been good. Big Ben, Andrew Luck, Peyton Manning, and Carson Palmer actually in Arizona when he was there before he retired. So Jameis Winston, you have Blaine Gabbert as backup. They brought back Ryan Griffin. He's been there for a long time. Blaine Gabbert is a decent backup for this team. Now your running back situation: Peyton Barber, Ronald Jones, Andre Ellington. I know he was in Arizona with Bruce Arians. I don't really like the running back group. You should have got Le'Veon Bell instead of letting him go to the Jets, but that's neither here nor there. But I really do not like how your backfield is looking. I don't think the running game is going to be strong this year. It may be, like I said, we don't know, but it's just a guess, assumption, my expectation. I do not like this running game. Now, the receiving core, I do like. Mike Evans, 5 straight years over 1,000 yards. He's a stud wide receiver. He is a top 5 receiver for all those Tampa Bay Buccaneers fans that's watching this video. He is a great number 1 receiver. top 5 receiver in my book. He's so underrated that nobody gives this man his respect. He stays out of trouble. He's not a quote unquote diva that they always say, which I don't really believe in. But if you guys in the comments want to use that term diva, he's not one of them. You have Chris Godwin, who I like from Penn State. Deshaun Jackson was there, so he's basically number two, more of the number two. Deshaun Jackson. Now that he's in Philadelphia, to me, Chris Godwin is going to be very, very, very good with this system. Brashard Perriman. Excuse me for saying wrong name. Brashard Perriman is going to be in a slot, obviously, and going up the field. You know, he's a speed receiver. Bruce Arians like his deep speed receiver. So hopefully he will be a good number 3 receiver for this team in the slot, because you lost Humphries into free agency to the Tennessee Titans. Adam Humphries to the Tennessee Titans. And also you have O.J. Howard, who you drafted, who got hurt at the end of this year, but he's, to me, a great tight end. He could do everything. You also have Cameron Brate. To me, this reminds me, and I always want to say this about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on video. Cameron Brate and O.J. Howard remind me of the Brent Selleck and Zach Ertz effect. How Cameron Brate was always the tight end. He was a tight end in Tampa. I know he signed a 6-year deal after, last year. So to me, he's going to be there for the remainder of his career. He was there basically as the first tight end. Then they drafted O.J. Howard. So now to me, that was like when the Eagles drafted Zach Ertz. And after they drafted Zach Ertz, eventually he became the number 1 and took off from there. So to me, it kind of reminds me of the situation. I have a little bit of that feel to it. But I really like this 2 tight end pairing of O.J. Howard and Cameron Brate. As for the offensive line, Donovan Smith, he did step up this year. But the previous years, he wasn't all that. And they gave him a huge contract, so he's a question mark. He has to live up to this contract. He has to be good. If he's not, then it's going to be a very huge mistake that they gave him this contract. Ali Marpet, as you guys know, his first year he was a guard. Then he moved to center. Then they got Ryan Jensen last year, and now Ali Marpet is one of the highest paid guards in the league. He's also one of the best left guards in the basically NFC. I love Ali Marpet. He moved to center after his rookie year. Then he moved back to guard once they got Ryan Jensen from the Ravens. I like Ryan Jensen. He's a good center. So for me, at the left guard and center position, is very, very good. Earl Walford, I think he's a veteran. I think Alex Kappa maybe needs to see a little bit more time to see what they can get out of him. DeMar Dotson, he's a good right tackle, but he's also getting older. Now, I think he's on the contract for this year and next year, or this may be his last year. They have to get a new right tackle because he's 32 years old and he's getting much older, and they need to be able to replace him eventually when that time comes. But the Tampa Bay Buccaneers offense, to me, with Jameis Winston improvement under Bruce Arians, because I believe in Jameis Winston. If you guys didn't notice, I believe in him as a quarterback. I think he's going to be a very, 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 very good quarterback in this league. And also, the offense, to me, is very, very good. I know you don't have Deshaun Jackson anymore, but to me, it's still going to be a good offense. The running game, to me, it may come down just a little bit this year, but that's my opinion on the offense. Now, let's move to the defense. The defense is, like I said in an earlier video, it's a base 3-4 now. Gerald McCoy's gone. Ndamukong Suh's in, which I really didn't get that. Gerald McCoy, he's always been the leader. He's done a lot of things for that Tampa Bay Buccaneers community. I don't like the fact that they got rid of him, but hey, they didn't want to pay $15 million, but Ndamukong Suh's incentives get up to $10 million. So, you're paying $5 million less. And if Ndamukong Suh doesn't get the $10 million incentives, he gets $9-point-something million. But I don't, like I said, I don't control players' money, whatever, but I just didn't think that was a good message to send to a team that you had a guy, Gerald McCoy, on a bad defense, been trying to carry a bad defense all these years, and you guys show him that kind of disrespect. I didn't like that at all. Vita Vea, last year, he didn't really play that much because of Vinny Curry and other guys that were there. So now Vita Vea is going to get a chance to really, really be the starting nose tackle in this 3-4 defense. I think Bino Allen, they signed him to a 4-year deal, too, with a lot of money. So to me, he's going to have to at least play left defensive end now that Gerald McCoy's gone. I think Vita Vea is going to be the nose tackle, and Ndamukong Suh is going to be the left defensive end in the 3-4 defense. Jason Pierre-Paul is hurt. He might be out for the year, so I think they might put B.U. Allen at right defensive end, or they might put William Ghostin because he's been there for a long time, and he needs to actually step up and start playing very, very well. So they might plug him in there. You still have Nasib Nassib, Levante David, one of the best middle linebackers in the game. He's inside linebacker in his 3-4 defense. You have Devin White, like I said, who I think he's going to be all-world. And Shaquille Barrett from the Denver Broncos, who stepped up after being drafted from that team. He stepped up after a while being in Denver, and now he's here in Tampa, which I think is going to be a really good fit for them. Deion Buchanan, Obviously, everybody knows that Bruce Arians drafted him when he was in Arizona. He may come in and fill in and fit in the system. I know he's been more of a safety, like he's smaller linebacker than most. I think he's like 245 or like 225. Like he's really really small guy. I think he could play safety as well. So we're gonna see how that goes for him. Also, like I said, free safety Justin Evans. I like that. The secondary, you drafted corners that you needed. We're gonna see how everything works out. We don't know yet. Um, but just looking at the defense, you guys drafted for need for the defense. I know sometimes people say you're supposed to draft for want, supposed to draft for need. Some saying like that. No, Tampa Bay hit it on the head. It's just up to the players to play well. Bruce Arians is a good coach. Defensive coordinator Todd Bowles. To me, it's a new culture in Tampa Bay, in which I think for me, looking at the schedule, I did a quick glance at the schedule because you can't really determine a strong schedule, especially this team, because I think they're on the road for like 5 straight weeks or something like that, or they're spending the most time traveling this year. I think that was the consensus of the teams and when the schedule first came out. So for me, for this team, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, you guys went 5-11 for 2 years in a row. To me, you'll go eight, at least a good 8-8, maybe a 9-7. Hopefully, you go 9-7. If you don't get the wild card, you'll be almost there. And the next year, if Jameis Winston actually plays well, to me, I won't be bothered about the team going 8-8 because it is a 6, 7, 8. It's 3 game improvement, but also being a 3 game improvement. If Jameis Winston improves and shows that, hey, I'm the franchise guy and his numbers are good and he has, like, let's say 30 touchdowns to only 8 interceptions, that will be a fantastic year for him and to me, he'll win most improved player. Hopefully, he'll get that because I really think he's going to be good for this team. A lot of people just have given up on him, don't believe in him. A lot of analysts saying they should cut him, for things like that. Listen, I think he's going to be a good quarterback. If not for this team, maybe for another team. But with Bruce Arians, Todd Bowles, and a new culture, Jason Light, the GM, is pressure on him too. Because if they don't win this year, a lot more better or more games, to me, Jason Light is going to be fired. So with Tampa Bay, I believe in Tampa Bay. I think Tampa Bay is going to be a major improvement. 3 game improvement is better because of the circumstances. It's still a team that's still got to come together. You still need more defensive players for next year's draft. So for me, this team is going to get better. Probably go 8-8 because Atlanta is still stacked and talented. Drew Brees, he ain't going nowhere. And you have Carolina, who to me will be fourth. I think you guys will be a good third. Maybe you surprise and be a second. Like I said, I don't think this division will have two playoffs teams. But for me, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to improve. Like I said, if Jameis Winston doesn't throw a lot of interceptions and he improves this year, to me, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will be on the rise for the future. And maybe if you guys don't make the playoffs this year, maybe, because like I said, I don't know, it's just a guess. But if you guys don't make the playoffs this year, maybe I think the following year, you guys, if you keep James Winston, if he plays well, like I said, you guys will improve and may actually make the playoffs and end that long drought of not getting there. Thank you for watching the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for more videos. I'll be back with more videos. Like the video, subscribe. Thank you for watching. Until next time, guys, I'm out. Peace.